Hi, my friends. Welcome to Sort of Brilliant, a show where the characters are made up and the sorting absolutely does matter. My name is Rachel.
And I'm her best friend and co-host, Lauren. Every other week, we're going to invade a fandom and determine whether your favorite character belongs in Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin.
We're the Harry Potter podcast that talks way more about any other franchise.
Here, we use the sorting structure from Harry Potter as a common language without supporting the author or her beliefs. As for the sorting itself, there's bound to be some arguments along the way.
But in the end, we're always right.
According to us.
According to us. Hi, welcome to my thing, as Lauren just said. She said it's my thing, so I get to introduce it. This is sort of an ineffable episode. Do you get it?
Oh my God, you used the word.
Do you get it? We are finally doing Good Omens. Woo! Very, very excited to be doing Good Omens. This is not Lauren's first Neil Gaiman, how do I want to phrase it?
I don't know.
It's not her first toe in the Neil Gaiman waters. But it's the most I've ever discussed Neil Gaiman's work with her. So I'm very excited to do that because he's one of my cool British faves. So that's been fun. It's been fun to see her reactions to it. And also fun to see other people's reactions to this show because I personally am a Good Omens book fan first. And it's fun to see how people have been reacting to that story for the last couple of years. So it's been fun, and I really enjoyed talking to her about it. So I'm glad we're going to do that and have a conversation for all of you guys to evidrop on.
Just listen to us
That's
talking.
fine.
We didn't just have a whole conversation about it. Like a 15-minute one. Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I like talking about this stuff. So we both worked all day and we're just jumping on here. So if I don't sound as smart as usual, because I always sound really brilliant, at the top of my game.
Engaging.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I
want to go decorate for Christmas. That's happening today.
Yay.
I'm so tired.
Today we're recording on November 1st.
Yeah. It's Christmas season.
Christmas. Yeah. And I'm really excited about that. I'm really, really excited to get the Halloween stuff down. Just because
you put it up too
I've been
early,
living
man.
with it since August. I did. I try to make it work that my birthday is August 21st, and that's the start of fall. Mm-hmm. I really just gotta lean into it's the end of summer and enjoy that. But you know what? The internet influenced me this year. They really did, because everyone was getting really excited about Halloween in August. I didn't do that to myself. I was social media influenced.
I don't think you were hard to influence.
I was not hard to influence at all. I want to be influenced by spooky season, like any geriatric millennial who makes Halloween their personality. Whatever. I was doing it before all of them. I don't care. But I definitely started too early. So now that it's November 1st, I'm like, okay, we listened to Christmas music on the way to work today. And the way back, and I was so
I've been watching Hallmark movies all day.
Oh my God.
They started.
I'm not the biggest Hallmark fan, but sometimes if one is a really fun concept, I'll sit and watch it.
I just put it on the background. It's just on my entire November to December. I'll see the same movie 80 times. I haven't had a show as background noise or a movie in such a long time. That feels like such a day of cable television thing. Right?
You just have Friends or Seinfeld or some shit on.
Yeah, you just
are
the HGTV or Food Network.
Yeah, because when I'm
whatever.
deliberately putting something on, I kind of feel like I have to sit and watch it.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I can see how Hallmark movies would be good background noise.
Well, yeah. I
we
mean,
actually did
my
it for our Christmas party.
Oh, really?
Had that on. Yeah, people would just randomly sit and watch.
My parents still have cable, so I just log into the Hallmark app,
there
and it's literally the Hallmark channel is just playing. It's not like I'm picking the movies.
That's funny. Well, let me know if there's any actual really good ones this year that you know what I mean. Yeah, you don't just follow the same exact formula.
The chick Gretchen Wieners from Mean Girls, she does at least one or two every year. Hers are always pretty good.
Isn't she doing one with Nancy Drew's dad?
Yes, I showed you the poster.
I'm very excited about Carson and Gretchen.
Even though you were like, ew, because it's a dad and a high schooler.
She's 17 forever in my head.
I know what you mean. Even though we figured out, was it him that was in something that we were like, oh my God, he was in that when he was younger. It was like some horror thing,
Party
wasn't
5.
it? Oh, Party 5. Okay.
Yeah. I know. I was like, oh, I knew you looked familiar. So yes, it is. It's Christmas time. I cannot wait. And I'm seeing people say the East Coast is going to get snow this year. Please.
Chicago already got snow. My mom got snow yesterday. She showed me.
Oh, so lucky.
I know.
I think Canada did too.
Yes, they did, because I saw it. Trisha posted it. It was 83 degrees on Saturday.
Yeah, it was disgusting here. I think you and I have similar weather usually.
We had we had the same weather because I checked New York. We had the same weather.
So if you get heat, like I get heat, and if it's but so last night was Halloween, we went trick-or-treating, and I'm getting such fucking whiplash from this weather. Mm-hmm. I went out in flip-flops and like a t-shirt to take my kid trick-or-treating, and we were freezing
What was
cold.
she this year?
She was Barbie.
Oh, cowboy
George was
Barbie?
Ken.
Or
rollerblade Barbie.
Okay.
I put it on Instagram, but I'll also text it to you.
Well, you didn't send it to me, so.
Well, you didn't ask. So I don't bother people with my child.
I shouldn't have to ask.
Okay. You know this about me. I'm very attuned to the public outcry of like, I don't care about your kid. So unless you ask, you have to ask.
Forced you to call me her fairy godchild.
I have no problem with it. But
no, I know. But why would you think that you don't have to ask if I'm forcing relationship?
I don't think I have to ask. I'm just like, if someone gives a shit, they'll ask me.
No, that's so much work, Rachel. Just send it
I'm
to
busy.
me.
I'm busy raising it. You ask for pictures
I'm
of
busy
it
too. No, just send the pictures when you take a good one.
Oh my God. Oh, every day? You want one every day?
Every day.
You want to see my
single
photo
day,
album?
or give them to her. Be like, send this to Lauren.
Okay. I'll send them to you. It was very cute. It was really fun getting her extremely thick hair under that blonde wig.
I can imagine.
Oh my God.
Wow,
George got
wigs.
her Sarah Sanderson
Wigs are
wig.
dedication. I, as a child, just would not. I would just be like, well, Barbie's got brunette hair. Like,
well, there's plenty of Barbie. So George went to work as Ken.
As like mink coat Ken or rollerblade Ken?
Rollerblade Ken.
Okay.
And he had a bunch of little girls as Barbie in school dressed up come and take pictures with him as Ken, which is like so cute. And it was all different Barbies. It's like exactly like the movie.
Yeah.
But I guess Mia wanted to be like classic Barbie. Mia really
stereotypical
wants
Barbie.
to have blonde hair. Like she really wants to dye the whole thing blonde. And I'm like, girl, you have black hair. You have like very black eyebrow. I don't know. I can't. I was like, maybe we'll do some highlights. But she was really excited to wear the classic Barbie blonde wig. Who am I to deny? And anyway, I don't know if you remember the year she was a mermaid. She also wore a wig that year.
Like it was like purple and blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a picture of that year.
Oh, okay. You probably asked for it. She's dedicated. I can't be bothered with dressing up anymore, but it's fun to dress them up.
Yeah, I haven't dressed up in a long time because I wouldn't unless I went to a party, and I'm not into a Halloween as you. So
that's the thing.
It's been since like college.
Have an event.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I think I was probably early 20s. If you guys have parties, you can invite us, like we'll go.
We'll just come.
But I don't know. It's like to get all dressed up to walk around my block.
Right. Well, and I don't even have an excuse to walk around my block, so.
Yeah, and then at my job, we're not even allowed to dress up at George's school. That sucks. Yeah, if I was allowed to, I probably would go all out.
I saw a TikTok of like an office job the other day, and everybody was a Star Wars character.
That's fucking amazing.
I know.
No, usually what you have to do in teaching is you have to some schools are amazing about it and they'll let you dress up, but a lot of New York City schools, they don't even let the kids dress up, and they tell you be a word, be sandwich, and then you can put on a witch hat and walk around with a sandwich. It's ridiculous. No, I'm serious. That's just what I've seen people do. Or some people this year just did tired and came to work in pajamas and then just pasted the word tired on their shirt. It's like, what are you going to do with that? I know it sucks when you can't really, really go all out. But maybe one year I'll throw a huge Halloween party and invite my 3 friends in the world into a hall somewhere. Oh my God.
An event venue?
I used to do my family used to do those because I have like a big ass Greek and Italian family. So that's always in my head as something I want to do one day is throw a big party in a hall. But I truly like talk to 2-3 people in general. So it wouldn't be like a very full party.
Well, tell those 3 people to invite 3 people. And then those 3 people have to invite 3 people.
You know, the problem is I don't like people. So,
well, just only talk to the ones you want to talk to. But the others can be like space fillers.
Okay. Good plan. I'll get right on that.
All right.
But we're out of fucking Halloween. It's Christmas time now, which means new themes, new shows, new everything. Good Omens is like, you know, it feels like Thanksgiving, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it does. It feels like in that in between.
Doesn't it? I don't really know why, because it's a very biblical show. You'd think it'd be more Christmassy, but it's not really Jesus's birthday.
No.
Catholic. So.
No.
It feels like November. I think we put this in a really good place. It feels like November.
Well, this was going to be Gaming Month, but then the Marvels moved their release date. So now we will not be doing Sandman until a later date, probably. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Man, it's almost time to make the 2024 schedule. Can you believe it?
No.
And we'll be in season 4 of this show.
That's so you say. I haven't kept track. I'm sure you're right.
This is 3 years. So next year's 4 years.
Is it really?
Yep. This is our 3-year anniversary just about. No, it's probably next time we record it's closer because remember it was the Supernatural finale, so November 15th or whatever. Oh, we had so much hope.
I can't believe that I ever agreed to even start during the time that you're describing that we started because my schedule was so fucking insane. Like, I think it's bad now. That was like the worst time of my life. And I was like, yeah, let's just also add on another project.
You said you were grateful for it.
It took you.
You talked about this before, yeah, because you would not do it. It took you a long time to convince you that it wasn't going to be a lot of work. You just needed to show up and talk. And you were like, wow, I thought it was going to be.
It is work. It is work. You have to watch a lot of stuff. But we've come to the point now where we've done all the things that we know off the top of our head. So now it does require actual sitting down and watching and like focusing and learning new characters and new things. So it's become more difficult. But I certainly don't have my 2020 life schedule. So it started out as Lauren being like, I think we'd be great at doing a podcast and let's
let's be clear. Other people told us that. And I was like, we could, yes. And then I was
I'm sure that they did. I don't have a memory bank. Those memories have not downloaded.
You got to download it, yeah.
I haven't received that memory yet. But okay, we've been talking for 13 minutes about like nonsense.
We have, which is good because I don't know how long we're going to talk about these two. But
well, yeah. So we're going to discuss Aziraphale and Crowley from Good Omens. Obviously, I'm not interested in sorting anyone out.
Nobody else really had enough of a.
I will say Gabriel probably has the same house as Aziraphale. In my opinion,
yeah,
but I don't really want to discuss him too much because I don't really care about him.
I don't either. They just kind of tried to make us care about him because he got a whole arc where he was in love. John Hamm.
Yeah, it's fine.
What's his fucking name? Is it Phil Wharton? The guy who plays Kronk, or he's the narrator on Lemony Snicket. Oh. I feel like that shit.
Yeah. I was trying to think of who I would have cast as Aziraphale because I was telling Lauren, I guess just backstory. I am a Good Omens book fan from like, I don't know, what year was I in fucking 8th grade? A long time ago. I'm like
2004. 2004. Yeah. I was in 4th grade in 2004, so you were in 8th grade.
Holy shit. Okay. Well, I've loved the book since then. I was given it by a Catholic school teacher, which is really funny in hindsight. I literally never thought about that until the other day. How funny that is. And I loved it. And I've loved it forever. And you can even ask Lauren, like, we'll read some of the same books sometimes, and she'll see my ratings on Goodreads, and I'm like, 4 stars. It was amazing. Like one of the best books I've ever read. And I will not give it 5 because it's not Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. And until a book can surpass that book, it will not get 5 stars from me. That's my rule.
Oh,
Now
bro,
the
you
show-
gotta. Sorry, just a quick sidebar.
You're fine.
Did you ever read the Carnival books? I can't remember.
No, I never got around to it.
Did you read
But
the
I
other
got 'em.
ones? But did you read the other ones? The ones that was still waiting for the final book to come out with the guy, with the Cupid guy, basically.
I didn't think so.
No.
What
Okay.
title? What book?
King of Broken Hearts or something. Something like that.
I don't know.
It's by the same author. Okay, that's the one that I told you to really read. Like Carnival is fine and all,
You
but
told me to really read like 20 books.
but I told you to really read that one. And the
Okay,
third
sorry,
one just
maybe I
came
did, I don't
out,
know.
and it's really, really good. Anyway,
you
continue.
sidetracked me with
Continue with your good omens.
what the hell was that one that we read?
The Fourth Wing.
Yeah,
The second one comes out in
was
2
good.
weeks, so I
I know,
hope
I'm
you're
excited.
ready. Yeah.
I am. Okay, well, with Good Omens, I'm like a book fan, right? So the show, I'm a secondary fan of. It's not my source material. It's not my like.
Well, I mean, it
5-star.
came from your source material, but
It came from it, and it was adapted by one of the authors. Sadly, the other author has passed away since, so he has no involvement. It's just Neil. But it, for all intents and purposes, look, I've seen way worse adaptations. I'm sorry, Hannah, but like Harry Potter 6 and 5 are like horrible adaptations to me.
does Hannah really like those?
She really likes those. I think those are her favorite.
Oh.
So I just want to apologize to her before I said it because I don't like. I feel bad saying it. However, in my opinion, it's like oh my god,
hard
when I
to
think of
get
like a
5
bad
into a
adaptation.
movie.
Listen,
Like, I'll give them that much. It's hard to get 5 into a movie.
okay, they could have done. They could have done
They
way.
could, they
Lauren-
could get, but I understand that the task that they were facing.
Okay, so in my opinion, Good Omens was facing kind of a colossal task too. It's a massive story with a lot of characters, and they squeeze it into 6 episodes. So a lot of the stuff I loved is not in there, and as will happen with book to movie or TV adaptations, the characters don't always look like how I imagine. So I'm not like being snobby about it. I still enjoyed the show, but just like as some background, I really have always loved the book. So I'm it's cool to be able to talk about it, even if we're not talking about the book. It's kind of like with Twilight. I was thinking about that today. We said we're not sorting the books. We're sorting the movies
Although
only.
I think that
and then we
probably
ventured into the books.
I think we probably
so I'm
bled
gonna
over.
try not to do
That's
that.
because the Twilight movies are incredible adaptations.
They
like,
are.
I'm sorry about it, but
Well,
they're
again,
really
the
good.
source material is fucking ridiculous, and so the adaptation's also fucking ridiculous.
No, but they are ridiculous
so
in the
fine.
same exact way. Like in the like there's no difference between the characters. Like I think we could find some.
true.
I think we
No,
could find
it's exactly
some
the same.
books that were turned into movies where like like the character would still be in the same house because it's always the same person, but like it's different stuff. You know, it's different stuff to talk about. The exact same shit happened in those books that happened
like
in the
for
movies.
example, like Esme, I don't know if I'd put her movie character in the same house as but like because you don't really get a lot of her, you get more in the book, whatever. For Good Omens, I do feel like the book characters are the same houses as the TV show ones, though. So that's solid. That stayed the same. Obviously, you have one of the authors on board, so it's a faithful adaptation. It is well done. It is well acted. You know, you just when you love a book, things are missing, and that makes you sad. But I'll live. It's an enjoyable show. So, who do we start with?
It's your thing.
But well, I don't want to decide. I'm not good at that.
Oh my god, go with Aziraphale first, then. Just go alphabetical.
So smart. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. What? It's blurred. You can go.
Only I would see you.
Cut that. Hannah, cut that like 19 minutes to
Only I
20
would
minutes.
see him. Does he think a million people are watching you?
I don't know what he thinks. All right. I'm really decisive, actually. Let's start with Aziraphale.
No deliberation there.
Yeah, we're gonna cut out the part where I didn't. It took me a really long time to decide that. So Aziraphale, he's a really funny guy.
I want to say, first of all, I feel like I own Good Omens, so I must have read it, but it would have been like middle school or early high school. And I don't really remember much. I had to read American Gods for class, so that's probably around the same time that I read Good Omens.
That's a cool class.
Yeah, it was summer reading for an English course in high school. But yeah, I annotated the whole thing and everything. But so I didn't remember. I don't have the same marriage to the source material as Rachel does. So I'm not coming at it comparing it to the book. This was a totally new thing for me, and I didn't really remember. Also, my mind has been poisoned by Supernatural. So a lot of the time, I'm like, is this from Good Omens?
I was thinking
Supernatural.
So funny she said that. I was thinking about Lauren watching it while I was rewatching some of it, and I was like, man, she's going to be so reminded of Supernatural so much.
Yeah. So now, like, I read the book so long ago, and Supernatural's been such a formative part of my life that it's like to the point where I'm like, do I remember reading Good Omens or am I remembering Supernatural episodes?
It's very different, to be fair.
Well, yeah, but like storylines and like, like feelings and all of that kind of thing.
For sure.
So the way that I've experienced the show, I just watched it for the first time for this, but when it came out initially the first season, Supernatural was still on, and obviously very immersed in Supernatural fandom. So I saw Supernatural fandom basically reacting to Good Omens, and I even watched the there was a live stream with Misha Collins and Michael Sheen where they like did like a Dual Angels charity thing or whatever. So
super good.
So that was like everything that I knew about Good Omens was from the lens of Supernatural people. And all these people are comparing Cass to Aziraphale, which I guess I'm like, yes, they're both like the angel side of the equation, but I didn't like dig deeper into it other than people being like, same vibes as Cass and fandom vibe, like, really, really general, does not go any deeper fandom vibes of Cass are like, everybody knows that he's more than this, but if you just like skim surface, it's like cinnamon roll, like with like the grr underneath, but like cute grr, and that sort of thing. Yeah. So people were comparing Aziraphale to him. So I was like, oh my god, okay, so this is another like Hufflepuff. Started watching the show, was extremely confused. He's not.
What are you people talking about?
It's exactly what I was watching it like. And I was like, am I missing something, or I'm like not getting it?
It's always really kind of irked me too.
Yeah, I know, and I kept watching, and I was like, now am I gonna have to fight everybody because nobody's been like Cass is a Hufflepuff, so Aziraphale is a Hufflepuff, but everybody has made like that implicit connection that the kind of person Cass is the kind of person Aziraphale is.
Yeah.
And they're not the same house. They're not the same type of person. Aziraphale was doing shit that Cass like would have rather keeled over dead over than like, I was like, so I was very confused. I just needed to get that out there. When I was talking to
Lauren just like a few minutes ago about it, I understand the Dean comparisons way more than the Cass comparison. That's not saying that Crowley's in the same house as Dean. But to me, those are two characters that make more sense. Like if you wanted to compare and say like, these two characters remind me of each other in some ways. Sure. I see that. I really don't see that with Cass and Aziraphale. It's just the angel thing. Like, is it that Crowley calls him Angel?
And maybe, and like, I was going to say, and like, the rebelling, but it's not really, because I would barely call what Aziraphale does rebelling.
It's not like
barely. He's not rebelling. He's just like, I'm not really gonna listen. Leave me alone. Like, he's not actively. If they show up, they're like, you got to do this. He's like, okay, but I'm gonna do it in the most like curmudgeonly, I hate this way possible.
Yeah. So Aziraphale's a great place to start. He's not very movable. Okay. And there's your first clue. He's really, really fucking hard to move. It's to the point where like there were times in my life, like reading and rereading it, and now watching, where I would look at Crowley and be like, dude, why do you bother sometimes? Because it's so frustrating sometimes. It's like,
because then it's such a win for him when he gets him to do like the one little agreement. It's such a huge accomplishment.
And what we also learned with the second season, like, I mean, he's in love with them. So there's that, what are you going to do with that?
What I, when they, when Crowley's trying to convince them that they need to like stop the Antichrist or whatever, and Aziraphale's like, we can't work against, like, I can't work against heaven, and Crowley's like, well, if we're both there, we'll just cancel each other out. And then Aziraphale's like, okay, that works for me. And like, that's such a win for Crowley. Also, you will see how he, like, the way that he convinced him is very Aziraphale's house, like, just like bending around a little bit so it fits into. Fits into what you want. He's a Ravenclaw, guys. I don't know.
You gotta see that. Like, I didn't know if Lauren was gonna, like, I did not know where you were gonna put him. I really, really didn't, because I was like, I just like didn't know. No insult to anybody and to you. I just didn't know if you were gonna fall into the cast comparison and do the Hufflepuff thing and then like make arguments like for it. I know, but everyone else, Lauren,
not a single
I get that.
Thing
I get that, but the entire rest of the population didn't feel the same.
Cass as an angel, like almost in the same situation, actually made it really easy, because you can see that Cass is a part of the angelic community. Like, heaven is his home. He wants to be a part of it. He wants to be accepted and to be useful towards it. And he's working really hard to do that. And when he learns that it's not good, like it's not a good community, he immediately like moves into one that's better and wants to be useful to that. Aziraphale does not give a shit.
What's Aziraphale doing?
Nothing about these other angels. He does not give a shit. Fly and fuck. No. He does not care about heaven. His really little rote response is like, well, these are the good guys and I'm supposed to be a good guy. Like, there's no feeling behind it. He's just like, this is what I've been told, so that's what we're doing. And like, it's nothing. He doesn't believe in the mission. He's just like, okay, first of all, that's Aziraphale's system, right? Is that God has this plan. So he's always being ineffable. He's always like, it's the plan. We got to do what the plan is. And Crowley is like going fucking crazy because he's like, nobody knows what the plan is. How do you know you're doing the plan? Like, and he's just totally happy to be doing like, the angels told me that it's the plan, and that's who I am currently hanging out with. So that's what we're doing. Like, he does not give a shit.
He's a fucking curmudgeon who doesn't want to be bothered. He wants to be left with his books.
He does. He wants to be left with his books, and he doesn't want to sell his books. Nobody can have his books. They're his books. That's why he works so well with Crowley when we talk about Crowley later. But Crowley doesn't give a shit about demons either. Neither one of them give a shit about what these like sides want and what this great war is or whatever.
No, but Aziraphale does like an infuriatingly good job of convincing you, or like trying to convince you that he does care. He really cares about Heaven's mission. He really cares. Like, he really cares what God says. And this is the right way and following the rules. Like, you even see in the opening of season 2 with the Big Bang, and Crowley's like creating all the nebulas and the stars and everything. He's like, where'd you get this plan from? Oh, upstairs? Okay, great. Like, everything is about, it came from higher up. The order, where did the order come from? We have to follow the order. We have to follow the rules exactly. It's so frustrating. And I mean, I totally get why for a character like Crowley, why it's so much fun to break someone out of that behavior, like to get a win from someone like that, because he's so fucking immovable. And this is like the Ravenclaw, like, put that on their house crest.
He's the immovable,
I don't move.
But also like the fucking, they're sneaky little shit to make it fit. Like, he's like besties with Crowley, and you're like, how does that fit in with the whole like heaven hates demons and they're in war? Yeah, I know. And he's like, you're a bad guy. I don't want to hang out with you. But he's still hanging out with you.
Oh, but somehow I'm so delighted when you don't do the obviously bad thing. Well, why would you care if you're not his friend? I never said you're not my friend. Shut up. You're so confusing for no reason. If Crowley was in a different house than the one that he's in, the person's head would fucking explode. Like, it's so much. It's so much like, why are you the way that you are? Well, it's your Ravenclaw. But he's like a really specific, I don't know. Oh my God, I'm going to have so much fun thinking about where to put him.
He's
like,
on the right
in terms
side
of other
the scale.
characters. Yeah, I know, but like where?
Oh.
Because he's not power hungry, you know?
No, he's on the right side. Like, firmly right.
Oh, he's so interesting. He really just doesn't want to be fucking bothered, and all that's happening is he's being bothered. Like, he just wants to meet up with Crowley once every, like, however many years they meet up throughout time and history.
When they get lunch or whatever.
They get lunch. And cancel out each other's plans or whatever. It's just so funny watching a character like bend the rule, like be so strictly a rule follower and a person who has like this code that they follow, and they're like, no, this is good, this is bad, this is black, this is white. And then Crowley's like, well, if you think about it this way, and Aziraphale's like, okay, in order to continue getting lunch with this person that I like, and in order to continue like being left alone and living the life I want, I'm gonna make that fit my logic. It's like he just bends where he wants to make it fit. And we've seen this recently with other, like, seen Stefan do it. We've seen other Ravenclaws do it for sure. Bill Compton is like king of doing that. Like, I'll make it work, baby. I'll make it fit. It's maddening. Oh, it's maddening.
I love talking about this way, because that's like when we try to express to you how hard it is to get a Ravenclaw off their system. It's not just because you have to like convince them that their system is logical. You have to cut them off at every one of these points. They're like, oh, but I can make it work if I do like this little dance or whatever. You have to cut all of it's so extreme when they change their system. It's so extreme because there are ways that they can like wriggle around it and still make it work.
Arguing with them too is like that. Like, even like, say I'm trying to talk to my Ravenclaw friend and I'm just trying to get them to see my perspective or to acknowledge that my perspective is like it has some merit, it has some value. No, it doesn't. It just doesn't. Like, it's oh my God. Of all the houses, I really don't want to fight with them. Like, I don't want to argue with them. Not because I'm like scared to face them in a debate, but like it's so infuriating because they just won't budge. First of all, from the system, forget it. 6,000 years. You're seeing it with this guy. But like just from an opinion, like a basic opinion, because all opinions are formed through the lens of their system. It's insane. It's crazy. Their minds, hilarious. I wish we had one with us. Like, I wish we had a third bestie that was a Ravenclaw that we could just poke at and be like, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? Get one on here right now. Like, what do you think about everything that we're saying about you guys?
You want to do a Harry Styles
collab? You disagree. Oh my God, you just told them that we split Harry Styles into Ravenclaw.
Spoiler. If you all didn't already know from the vault tracks that
if you're a Larry, dropped. Louis Tomlinson's a Slytherin, just so you guys know.
Oh God, yes.
Did you see what he did to the Larrys?
I just sent you a video about how he was actually Towards Taylor. Yeah, Towards Taylor.
He hated her. He's so mean to her. They're housemates, sometimes they just don't get along. Lauren doesn't hang out with many Slytherins.
No, I don't. Not for lack of try. I mean, I don't like go around asking people what their house is before I hang out with them. But
the Feelings houses just flock to you somehow.
Yeah.
But it's funny watching Aziraphale because he really does follow like all the. I really feel like anyone who gets the houses would watch this and immediately be like, oh, this is a really, really stubborn and frustrating Ravenclaw. Like, he drives you crazy. It just. If I were Crowley, I would just explode. It's like, insane. Truly.
Like, no, he does. It's not like
he literally does. I know.
He does. I know. Yeah. When he's like making the world, and Aziraphale's like, wow, crazy how this is gonna be gone in 6,000 years. And Crowley's like, why? What the fuck? And Aziraphale's like, I don't know. That's in the plan.
It's not and your Crowley's place like, to question.
Why? Yeah, I know. And he's like, why are you like? Don't ask questions. And Crowley's like, yeah, but asking questions is how you get better. And Aziraphale's like, no.
Imagine being so content with that. Like, that would drive me fucking insane to not be able to ask questions or to just like blindly follow. We say Hufflepuffs are like such good soldiers because they can be for their cause. Like, amazing soldiers. Look at Cass.
Yeah, but you have to be invested in the cause community, Yeah.
But Ravenclaws are like probably the best soldiers.
No, and it's also infuriating because he's not fucking invested. He doesn't actually give a shit if the world ends.
That's true.
He's just doing it.
Crowley's like, we should probably stop it. And he's like,
it's like, yeah, but right. I was told to do it, so and like I don't see a reason not to.
But Aziraphale, if you stop, we're never gonna get this wine again. The wine that you like while you read your books. You're making an excellent point. I can't lose my wine. Like, that's wild. That kind of wild behavior could only go to Ravenclaw. That shit's crazy. But it's like, it's without Crowley there, he really would be content to have just sat back and like, but it would have all played out exactly that way.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think Crowley necessarily needed
Aziraphale. Nope.
He
wanted a buddy and he wanted to hang out with him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No, Crowley's doing fine on his own.
But Aziraphale just wasn't going to move.
From the second they handed him that devil child, he's like, I do not give a shit. Just threw the basket at the first person he saw. He's like, go for it.
I will say the two of them are just both like bumbling buffoons with everything. Like they do things. The whole Antichrist debacle is fucking ridiculous. Like, how did y'all let that happen? Just raise the wrong fucking kid the whole time.
The fact that they didn't realize immediately like what happened when they saw that the dog
they were having too much fun with their little game.
Right? No, but the dog wasn't there, so this isn't the kid. The fact that they weren't immediately like, oh, the kids got switched. They were like, what happened?
It's also interesting to me, like the whole Ravenclaw aspect of it, that he will actually with his full chest still say to Crowley all the time, like, well, you're a bad guy, you're a demon. You're bad. It's been thousands of years. You know what you're saying is not true.
Yeah,
like
he's like, well, you deserve to burn in hell. And Crowley's like,
he's like a religious sycophant. It's like fucking crazy the way that he, no. It's cult behavior. It's straight up culty shit. Like it's so insulting. I don't know. That would bother me so bad.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, so literally no surprise to me at all that Metatron was like, you can, lead heaven. And and Crowley's like, yeah, but they're going to make you start the apocalypse again. And he's like, no. If I'm in charge, I can do it better. I can be better than everybody else. I'll do it better.
Put me in, God, I'm ready.
He said yes immediately. Like he didn't go back to Crowley to check with him, and then was also like, oh, also Crowley, like you can be an angel again. And it's this is what makes it Ravenclaw. Not just that he did all this, but that he came back totally expecting that Crowley was going to be excited and to go along with it, and that he made the best decision ever, and that he could have whatever he wanted except like power now. Which is fun stuff for Ravenclaws.
I just like I don't understand it. You've talked to this person for like all of time, and you understand Crowley's position on
when
things.
When has he
and,
ever fucking indicated that he wanted to be back in heaven? Like,
yeah. So why are you acting like it's something that he would be excited about? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? But I don't know. Do you think that he ever had a system switch?
No.
Okay, I don't either.
No.
So, sometimes it's really easy to spot a Ravenclaw because when there's a system switch, it's like a huge explosion. It's this massive thing.
Yeah, like fucking Elizabeth. Elizabeth was crazy. Like, oh, I'm Russian now. This country belongs to me.
Exactly.
Or Catherine. I'm sorry, not Elizabeth.
Or
Catherine.
I know you didn't watch all of The Walking Dead, but Rick Grimes' system switch is one of the funniest and craziest, looniest I've ever seen. So you can see how that does not happen for Aziraphale. Nothing about him changes. Nothing about his beliefs really change. He just is going with it. It's like, I feel like the man just wants to be entertained sometimes. Like, I don't... He's so weird. I don't know. I think he just really enjoys sitting and talking with Crowley. And
drinking
he
his
finds
tears,
loopholes
wine.
to justify it. But at the end of the day, he's still a straight up like, remember, you're a demon. Like, you're bad. I'm good. Like, the apocalypse came, bro. You saw flat out that it's not black and white. You saw flat out that, like, why are you trying to go back? Oh,
that's
immediately.
How it's been, and it's been working for me.
Immediately got a little power and was like, yeah. Oh, can I bring my friend who would absolutely fucking hate this? Come on, you're gonna love it. Get with my system. Like, absolutely not. When we talk about Crowley's house, you'll see exactly why that would never fucking fly. But I mean, you can see it in this character. Like, he tries so hard. Oh my God, poor Crowley. He tries so hard to make Aziraphale get it.
I know.
And he's just like, nah.
Puts too much effort into it, in my opinion. But Aziraphale's literally the only person he has in the entire world. So
I think I think Crowley could have had other people. He doesn't want them.
He's fine with one.
He really latched on to Aziraphale. Like, really.
They were both
it all
down,
started when he put that wing over him in the Garden of Eden.
The only fucking people there down on Earth. The only liaisons to heaven
that's
and
the
hell.
other thing is that they both really just like being on Earth, and they both really enjoy people, and
but they don't want to interact with them or be friends with them. They just want to like
they just want to
be around them. Yeah.
I know, it's so funny the way that like especially Crowley, they insult humans all the time. They're like, but it's also
but Crowley's always the one
constantly
who is
insulting
like,
heaven and hell too.
Don't kill the humans, or like especially the when he's like they're killing children. And Aziraphale's like, well, heaven's good guys, so it must, there's a reason. It must be good reason. And Crowley's like, no, there's a hard line, and I think it's don't kill children.
And even though it's wild, Aziraphale agrees with him. Like, he doesn't actually think that the children should be killed. Like, if you ask him his personal opinion, no, they shouldn't be doing that. But it came from heaven, so you just got to do what heaven said. That's wild. That's cult shit.
I know.
But I don't even know. No, Lauren, it's like, it's not even cult shit, because if you're in a cult, you actually believe it.
Right.
Like you'd believe, like, yeah, kill those kids. Fuck them kids. He doesn't. He sits there and he has that whole plan with Crowley where they like turn them into fucking animals and then convince heaven like, oh, these are Job's original 3 kids.
Job's kids.
Like he'll go along with these plans and he'll do what in his opinion was the right thing to do, but will still defend heaven and still be like, well, can't question them. They, obviously were right, but you just went against them. Your opinion, your feelings go against. Like, what? I don't get it. It's not cult behavior. I guess it's like religious behavior. What is it? It's not even rule following because he's not following behavior. The fucking rules. A Hufflepuff would follow the fucking rules.
It's like systematic behavior.
Yeah, but that's weird. That's bonkers. I really don't know who else to compare this dude to. I'm sorry. Like, that's fucking wild. Because when I think about it, I'm like, oh, who else has that kind of thinking where like they're going to defend the person above them, even though they completely disagree with them and think it's completely the wrong thing to do. They're still going to say it was the right thing to do.
You might get a Smee like that.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's really, really strange behavior. No, see, I don't even agree like a Smee would not do what they want. They would do what their leader said.
But they might disagree with it.
But they're still going to do it. My point is that Aziraphale doesn't even do what heaven tells him to do. He gets around it and goes into his little hijinks with Crowley. He doesn't follow orders, but he sits there and is like, you have to respect the orders, though. But you don't. But you fucking don't. You are your own orders. Like every other fucking Ravenclaw. You are the law. There, I got it.
Well, yeah, we say that for every Ravenclaw.
I know, but he doesn't present like that at first until you really sit with it and look at him and you're like, oh, your system is following the rule. Your own rules. Again, you have to be the rules. Yep. Okay. Like they're so fucking ridiculous with that shit, man. How do you sit there and be like, I respect these rules. I respect this, where these laws and everything comes down from. And then be like, fuck them laws, though. I'm going to make my own laws are better. Then you don't follow the rules of that person or that like group or whatever the fuck you're claiming to align to. You just do your own thing.
Yeah.
Always. A hallmark of a Ravenclaw. Absolutely fucking wild. Because, like, why are you flying a flag for heaven or whatever your cause is? I mean, you don't really even believe in it. That's bonkers. Right? I think it's bonkers.
But on some, like, on the very, very broad grand scheme, he does believe, like, he just does.
No, it's like he wants to. He really wants to. He wants to, like,
he believes that there's a plan, and he's like, whatever I get. This is how he can get away with a lot, though, right? Because the plan is ineffable. So he's kind of like, I can't ruin it because I can do anything.
He's so full of it. He's just fucking full of it. We'll get into Crowley. Crowley's house could totally respect that. Certainly more than like my house. Like Crowley's not a Gryffindor. As a Gryffindor, that drives me fucking insane. I don't even find that entertaining. And you guys all know that I find Ravenclaws like the most entertaining. There's certain Ravenclaws that I'm looking at and I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you? I don't get this. Like, I don't understand. Aziraphale is definitely one of them. I don't get it. But for someone from Crowley's house, could see Aziraphale or a person like him as a challenge and as someone like fun to poke at. And then fine, I get it from the lens of that house. Certainly not for mine. So Crowley, just before we get into him, was also one of my favorite literary characters ever. And through watching this show, I found myself wondering if that's why I latched on to Jeff Winger. So I just gave away his house. Crowley's a Slytherin. He's a very Jeff Winger.
I wouldn't compare Jeff Winger to show Crowley at all, so that's funny.
Yeah, no, I would. Very apathetic. Very like, what's the point of any of this? I mean, broadly, like, not obviously they don't do the same things. Or like, have to say, they wouldn't be friends. But the attitude, I really, really have always liked and respected that attitude of a person who it kind of looks around them and is like, everything is so fucking stupid, but I want to be a part of it. Like, it's so fucking dumb. All of this is so fucking dumb. I could not mess the humans up more than the humans will mess themselves up. But they're like so fun to watch. And this is so great. And I love Queen. And I love my car. And I love my little things. And like my little group, which he just as a person.
Like yelling at my plants.
Like yelling at my plants. It just reminded me so much of Jeff, the way he was like, this is all pointless, but I'm going to save it anyway.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that kind of character. I don't know why.
I can give that to you. The only thing, I guess what's sticking to me is I think Crowley is much, much cooler because he's genuine about it, where Jeff is fueled by like daddy issues. Crowley is
where we've, I mean, I don't know if we've always disagreed about this. I don't think we've talked about it, but I do think Jeff is cool.
No, but I think he has to work very hard to be cool. I think Crowley is like and he's trying to be cool as a defense mechanism, you know? I think Crowley is just effortlessly like,
I guess so. It's just something about the house.
Like Crowley does not have any damage. Like he's not damaged. He's not like,
no, he's just insulted.
Yeah. He's like, what? Like, fuck, you threw me down here, so now I'll do this. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know why.
No, it's just something about the way that they look at the world so cynically, but still have this hope and like love for it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's something specific to your house or what, but that's what I really like. I was watching him the other day and I was like, oh, he's kind of reminding me of Jeff. Is that why I like Jeff so much? He's not exactly like him, but definitely that kind of outlook is so funny because no matter how, like, it's so Southern. I'm sorry. It's very, very, you guys, like I saw it in Spike recently. I saw it in Damon recently. No matter how stupid you might think it is, like if your people are at risk or putting themselves at risk, you're going to roll your eyes. You're going to be like, oh, it's fucking dumb. I'm not going to help you. It's stupid. And then turn around and go and help.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, and I mean, and it doesn't always have to involve our people. We always are like supremely annoyed at something going on, but it's still interesting. Unfortunately, we're still like, what's happening here? What could I do here? So
yeah. I want. I've always I've kind of always related to that too. Like I'm very grumpy about things too, and but I don't know. Gryffindor grumpy it's different. Like I just don't want the responsibility of it.
I wouldn't call us grumpy. I would just call us like tired or over it.
Yeah, no.
You're low right. on energy.
Not grumpy. It's just
engage with this.
Done with it.
Yeah,
like done with it before it even starts.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like in my house, like I think of how grumpy Nick Miller is, and he's just like, don't bother me. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. Do anything. Leave me alone. Whereas Slytherin is just like, But what? Sis, don't
There's
do
no
it
point.
so I
There's
don't
no
have
point
to help
this.
you.
This conversation has started and it never had to start. And now it's going to be a whole thing. Why?
Yeah. It didn't have to be this way. I like Crowley in the beginning of season 2, like he was like, what the fuck are you doing with Gabriel? Like, what is this? I'm not helping you. This is so stupid. And Aziraphale,
he was like,
his arms,
he was like, we did
fine.
it. We're out of their fucking radar. They're leaving us the fuck alone. Like, what?
Yeah.
What are you doing? He's like, but we have to be good to him. Like, it's the right thing to do. And Crowley's like, I don't fucking give a shit.
That's so
I want to be left alone.
Weird.
And I want to go have lunch with you without worrying about you getting killed. What is your problem?
Yeah. I'm very much on Crowley's side with everything. Always. I told Lauren before anything, I was like, he never does anything wrong in his life ever.
Mm-hmm.
He's right about everything. And he's so funny because like he doesn't do anything bad. He'll take credit for the bad things, but the whole thing is humans do it to themselves better than he could.
The highway around London or whatever.
He fucks himself with the M25.
No, but he does. I think he does say at one point where he's like, I was fucking told to be the snake in the garden. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Somebody fucking told me to do that.
Yeah. He's just, he's very much the quintessential, like, all I did was ask a question. Like, why am I getting in trouble for asking a question?
He was like, I was just hanging out with people that they didn't like, and now I'm a fucking demon, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
yeah,
he
but
just goes wherever.
Yeah. When he's having that when he's building the fucking planet, and he's like, well, you can't ask God questions. And Carla's like, if I was in charge, I would want people to ask me questions. Why wouldn't I?
I'm going to give this to the feedback department or whatever. Like, I'm going to put the suggestions
like
box.
A comment box hasn't been invented yet. Crowley's like, why not?
Yeah.
No, but that is very Slither. Like, yeah, I would want people to ask questions because you want to like get better and answer them. And if you don't have an answer, then it needs to be fixed.
Yeah. I will begrudgingly take it if I feel like I really need it. But like, I don't really want feedback a lot of the time. I get really offended by it sometimes. Whereas I can see very clearly that a Slytherin is like, okay, even if a Slytherin thinks that their idea is the best and it can't be topped, they'll still be like open to what you have to say about it and listen to it.
Yeah, because I want the validation. And if I'm about to do something, and also if I'm about to do something fucking stupid, you better stop me before I do it. Like, I want to hear about it.
That's exactly it. Yeah. I think, of course, you want the validation. I mean, I think. Yeah,
well, that's what I'm saying. Those are the two ways that it could go. I either get like, you're right, this is the best idea ever. And then if it does go wrong, I can point and be like, they said it was a great idea. And I had that validation.
Oh, sure. You're just covering all bases.
Or they can come to me and go, that's bad. This is going to happen. And I will not do it. Like, I'll fix it before that
Funnily
happens.
enough, I think that Slytherins are extremely willing to learn. They don't always appear that way.
Yeah.
But if Slytherins are aware that there are people, it's rare, but there are people out there that know more than them about certain topics, about certain things.
Because
are willing to listen.
That's the difference to Ravenclaw. We want to be the best, and Ravenclaws just already think that they are the best. Like, there's no moving up for them.
Logic houses are toxic.
That's the ambition thing, right? Like, you can't have a bit ambition if there's nowhere to go. So we know that there's more stuff to know. But you guys
have the chosen one syndrome.
No, I know, like, but that's what I'm saying.
Be the best
like,
because
we are ambitious, and you cannot have ambition if there's nowhere to go. So
sure, and if someone's going to go somewhere, it might as well be you. Mm-hmm. You are the chosen one.
Well, I'm the best at it, so
of course
I'm the best at getting somewhere. I'm best at getting from point A to point B. So
yeah, you guys aren't all that different.
Crowley had it all figured out. He was like, when the demons gave him the Antichrist, and he was like, I got to do it, and then immediately went to Aziraphale and told him what was happening and convinced him that they had to do something about it because he didn't want the Earth to blow up. He likes it. He likes hanging out there. I don't know. He was running that whole entire fucking show. The whole apocalypse was averted because of Crowley.
My favorite scene from the show, truly, might be with the whole thing with the car. It's just on fire and he's just screaming. It's so fucking funny. He just needs a moment with the car. Like it's
Well, that was the voiceover God said too, that like the car wasn't blowing up simply because Crowley was like, the car will not blow up.
Yeah, sheer fucking will. Yeah, very Slytherin of him. That's that right there. That shit with his car. That's how I know him and Dean would be best friends. They would understand each other through the car, through their cars. They're both 60s models too. Interestingly.
Oh, that is interesting.
It's a 60s Bentley and a 67 Impala. That's cool.
Ooh.
But their motivations are wildly different. Like truly, Crowley really, I don't think he wants to be left alone the way Aziraphale wants to be left alone, right? Like, he's happy to be, he'll go like sit at a park and he'll go and like sit out in the world and enjoy it and enjoy people watching. He'll still think they're fucking stupid, but he's enjoying being there. And I don't know how to describe.
You're right. That's very. Go ahead.
I don't know how to describe the difference in them with that. It's
I was gonna like.
It's like Aziraphale doesn't want to
explain. I can explain the difference. So Aziraphale, like people exist to give him things. They make him wine and they write him books, and like that's why they're pretty cool. And if to have the books and the wine and all of that, he has to be with the people. That's fine. Crowley, I think genuinely like
you want to say all that. It sounds mean.
I did. Well, Crowley like genuinely likes studying them and watching them. The whole thing when Aziraphale makes up the lie and says that the miracle they did was making the two women fall in love. And then they were like, well, now Heaven's asking and we actually have to make that happen so that they think that that's what the miracle actually was. And Crowley's immediately like, oh yeah, I'll make it rain and then they'll get wet. And then they'll fall in love. Like he's got it down. You know, he's like watching people in the park and like reading romance or watching rom-coms and is like, this is how it happens. Like, and he was almost right if they hadn't been drenched by the fucking awning.
Right. I mean, look. Crowley's not always right about everything.
Like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. He's like, that's not going to work. You can't just make it rain and they'll fall in love. And Crowley's like, you bet. Like, you're wrong.
He's like, you don't understand emotions, friend. You
don't get it.
And, you know, Crowley gets there with his feelings. It takes 6,000 years, but he gets there with his feelings faster than Aziraphale does or would.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
So at the end, he's going to go tell Aziraphale that he loves him. Mm-hmm. Like, he's ready to say it. Yeah, and then obviously he will not go back to heaven. He does not.
Yeah, like come on.
He doesn't want. He's not, like I said earlier. I think it was while we were recording. He's not even a part of the hell system. Like
no,
he has worked he hasn't even worked hard. He's just been on Earth sending back transmissions saying the shitty stuff humans do to each other is because of him. And it's like, I'm not engaging. He doesn't want to be a part of this crap. He doesn't care.
Like what he says, I'm not on either side. I'm on my side.
I'm on my side.
And Aziraphale's like, oh, that must be really lonely.
Yeah, I know. Well, Aziraphale's always also like, I can make it better. And Crowley's like, 1, you won't. And also he's like, 2, I don't care about making it better. It's fine right now. It's fine. Yeah. As long as the world doesn't blow up, I don't give a shit.
That does give you a little more insight into Aziraphale, though. Like, he clearly feels he would have a very, like, lonely or sad existence if he didn't align himself with heaven.
Right.
Which, yeah, I guess if you wanted to argue Hufflepuff, you could. Maybe there's something there, but not really, because he doesn't actually care about heaven, is the thing. I think he just doesn't want to be seen.
I don't even know
as
that
isolated, even though he kind of is.
I was gonna say I don't even know if it's because he's worried like he'll be alone without heaven there. I really just think it's because he's like, they keep trying to do the apocalypse and I keep having to stop it. So now if I go do this, we'll make sure the apocalypse never happens. Like you know, like he.
Yeah, I also think weirdly, Aziraphale cares more about how he's just perceived generally than Crowley does. Yeah. Crowley doesn't give a fuck. Aziraphale so much is about like good and bad, and he so badly doesn't want to be seen as bad. Mm-hmm. It matters so much to him how people look at him and think of him.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why he would be afraid of like being on his own side or creating. You don't have to be on your own side though. Like Crowley's clearly offering you like we could run away. The universe is huge. They'll never find us. Like we could figure it out. We'll be on each other's side. We'll be a team.
That's the other very big Slytherin thing about Crowley too, is that he was gonna straight out say I love you, and then when Aziraphale came out with this, Crowley's like, I'm not gonna say it anymore because you might say no. So I think I can't remember the exact line, but I think there was one point where he's like, can you not guess what it is? I'm saying it to you without saying it, and because I refuse to say it now because I can tell where this is going.
Yeah. I mean, he kisses him, and it's
right.
Aziraphale still goes. So that, to me, that would be rejection. You'd never hear from my ass again.
Who knows how Crowley is going to react? I guess we'll see. I mean, it ends with him like driving off somewhere, right? So
Slytherins don't take rejection the same way Gryffindors do, though. Like I know for me, I'd go away from you. Never hear from me again.
Verbal rejection would be very big for us.
Sure. I agree. Also, I can't say because we didn't sort that character I wanted to compare it to.
Who?
There's a Slytherin who was very much in love with the Ravenclaw. The person who you said Taylor's song is about the other day.
Yeah, I got it before you said it.
Who's getting very clearly verbally rejected by the Ravenclaw.
Yeah, but she can do something about it. She can fix it.
This is what I'm saying to you. Rejection doesn't matter that much to you guys. You truly would never hear from me. Like, you'd never see me again. I'd have to go crawl into a fucking hole. Or like set you on fire. Maybe both.
But is it really rejection when in her head she's being like, he didn't mean it?
So maybe that's what it is. Slytherins can't actually be rejected because they'll make it so that it's a deficiency in you. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Interesting. Delulu is the way. Oh my God, that's funny. I can now very clearly see that throughout all Slytherins. Wow, and you talk shit about Ravenclaws making things their own rules and their own fucking reality. Wow. Yeah, well, this is why these two are such an unhinged couple. Like, fucking bonkers as a pairing. When I was a kid, I did ship it. There was no chance of it getting a sequel when I was younger and actually seeing that come to fruition. But I always remember thinking like, oh, but I don't know if they'd work. They're kind of like crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if they could actually like be romantic well, because they're both, obviously, as a 12-year-old, I didn't have the words logic house versus emotion house. But you got two logic houses here, and that can go like nuclear with the arguing and the fighting, and the romance and the sweet feelings and stuff can very easily take a back seat. So I guess I clocked that they were logic houses when I was younger because I would always be like, I don't know. That would be really hard and messy. Like, one of them would probably deny it. One of them would probably be mad at the other one. They make it so hard. They make their relationship so...
Yeah, it really doesn't have to be.
I know. They complicate it. They do it to themselves. I mean, I'm biased, but I think Aziraphale does it a little more than Crowley does it. But, I mean, it doesn't have to be that hard, guys. It doesn't have to be that hard. And low-key pisses me off that Aziraphale is like, be an angel again. He doesn't want that, bro. Like, really clearly, he didn't ever want that. But I get it from Aziraphale's house why he thinks it was the right thing to say or do. I mean, look, it's also coming from a good place. He wants his bud. He wants his guy there. I can't fault him for that.
No. It might be our Crowley bias. I really think this is all on his making it difficult. Yeah. I think Crowley's being.
I'm trying to talk my way out of it.
I know. I think he's being as open and as straightforward about it as he possibly could be. Like, he very clearly is like, I want to hang out with you. I only want to hang out with you. I don't want the world to blow up because that's where I hang out with you. Like, I don't know.
A lot of the Slytherin men we've been covering recently are like that. A lot of them are like that, where they're just like flat out like, I really only like you. Mm-hmm. Or like, I'm in love with you. These other bitches truly could drop dead. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get onto a random planet with you somewhere and like have fun and build a life, whatever we need to do. We can do that as long as I'm with you. I'm flat out telling you very clearly, these are my feelings for you. And Aziraphale's like, would you like to be an angel? Mm-hmm. No, no, dude. They're just, it's wild.
But what's funny to me is like, he's like, and I think that's what makes him very Slytherin too, because some other houses might be like, I want to be with you no matter what. So like, I will go become an angel. And like, Crowley's like, no.
Yeah.
We will hang out together the way I want to. No, I don't want to be in heaven.
He's like, I'll talk to you again in like 2,000 years when you find your fucking senses. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll be around. I'm not going to date anybody else. Like Damon, well, I'm not going to cheat on sleeping Elena.
It's like Elena literally told you to go have sex with other people. How dare you?
I can already see the seeds of that in Crowley, because like now I'm wondering if he took it. I'm wondering how he took it. Like, to me, I would take it as a rejection. So that's how I saw it. Like, oh, Crowley's going to run off and feel rejected. But now through this discussion with you, I'm like, oh. He's like, well, whenever you come around, you know, like, and stop being stupid
hit me
and
up,
admit you're in love with me, let me know.
Yeah, we'll see where I'm at. I'm not gonna be too eager about it, but we'll see where I'm at.
He's plagued to be in love with this specific kind of Ravenclaw. Good luck and God bless.
Yeah, poor Crowley.
They're not all this difficult. Aziraphale's really hard. Like, he's really, really difficult. I told Lauren, when I was just talking to her about the book, I was like, Aziraphale, he wasn't always my favorite. He really bugged me when I was a kid too. It was like, just get with it. Crowley's so cool. He gets it.
I love that you're coming at it from like, Crowley's so cool. I was coming at it from like, literally would be doing the exact same thing Crowley is doing. And if somebody reacted to me in this way, I fucking lose my mind. And because Aziraphale's not my person, right? So I don't have that like blocker that Crowley does, where I would just be like, no.
Of course, but that's the problem.
Yeah,
he's got the person goggles on. When you can't talk him out of that.
I know.
It's been a really fucking long time. I mean, he's older than Eric Northman, right?
Yeah, he's at least 6,000, right? So yeah. And
you saw how Eric was with Godric after a shorter amount of time.
After only like 500 years, 800 years, whatever.
So Crowley's not moving from this dude. Like, he's like, this is the crazy person I chose. And I'm sticking with him. That's my man. And I'm going to stick beside him.
That's my man.
That's your man. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. That's mine. Well, good luck to him. I'm sure. I think I've already heard that they're getting a season 3. I'm pretty sure that's confirmed.
Well, if they don't, Neil said he would just write it, so there will be some conclusion.
Okay. I didn't think they were going to leave it there. Like,
I mean, it's fucking studios are all up in the air right now, right? Like, who knows?
Well, I mean, I don't think they wrote it with the intention of leaving it there.
Yeah. Neil on Tumblr has already been like, it will end somehow. I will write it if I have to, but.
Well, he's writing it either way.
But as a book, not as like screen adaptation for screen.
I think I'd prefer to read the book.
To read a book. I don't like. I was gonna say if he writes it, he could probably just get Michael Sheen and David to read it.
He can narrate,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that is true. And then they can narrate it separately, and then people can like put their voices together during the dialogue parts, and
or they could just read it together. Like the community table
but then
reading.
Who's the regular narrator? Someone else.
Yeah, is it Helen Mirren? Is that who the voice is? They could probably get everybody.
They should
to just read it. Yeah.
Get John Hamm. It's so funny.
What is he doing right now? He's got nothing to do.
Season opened up with him fully naked, and all I can think about is how like everyone says John Hamm has a humongous ween. That's all I was. That's all I was thinking about. Yeah, have you not heard that?
No.
In ween news, in celebrity ween news. Yeah, apparently he's like a monster hog. And he's walking around
who
naked.
Announced this? Sounds like something John Hamm himself would have gotten out there.
But John Hamm like hazed and killed people when he was in
Jesus
a frat.
Christ.
Hollywood's dark.
I don't know what
guys.
kind of news sites you're on where you're like, John Hamm has a huge ween and he killed people in college. It's like these are the two bits of information that I know about him.
It's true. And he's got just
you could have like your own
John
Perez
Hammond's-
Hilton, but instead of like, gaslighting celebrities and making them want to die, you could just like write the facts that you know about celebrities down in bullet point form and come off with the most unhinged.
Sure, he absolutely murdered someone in a hazing incident in his 20s, but have you seen his penis? The most chaotic lady whistledown.
Yes, there you go. Fucking, when are they going to give us that next season? I am so pissed off. They have it. They keep pushing it off. They just won't release it. It's done. They were ready to go. They were ready to start going on press before the strike happened. And then Netflix was like, strike, you don't get it.
Aha.
Fuck them.
Well, I'm sure it's coming soon now that the strike is ending. I know Stranger Things writers are back to work, so...
Well, they fucking... season 4 should be, like, in post-production now, because they filmed it at the same time as season 3. Because I'm pretty sure that season 3 was supposed to come out this Christmas, and now, they're releasing the books. They're re-releasing them with, like, covers from the show or whatever, so, like, the actors are on them. Yeah, so somebody pre-ordered it, and the pre-order got pushed back to next May. So, like, what the fuck is your problem?
Yikes.
It's been a year. More than a year. When did that come out? Last April?
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah. I just want the trashy fucking romance to Taylor Swift instrumental. Like, that's all I want.
At least it's filmed and coming. Like,
That's
now, true. Look at the Good Omens TV OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Dude, if it ends there. It's like the Our Flag Means Death fans. Like, what if it had just ended there?
God.
They didn't get picked up for season 2.
Did you hear about how season 2 ended, though? Everybody's going mad about that, too.
No.
I haven't seen it, but I watched I watched the first 4 episodes, but everybody's mad. So, next time, we will be doing the Marvels, because that movie's coming out. So we'll do, Carol and, her name's Monica, I think. Monica?
Please don't talk to me and ask me about Marvel things.
Well, I'm
doing this for you.
We're supposed to be sorting her. You like Captain
Lauren?
Marvel?
Oh,
we went and saw it together. Whatever. Fine. I'm done talking. We're doing that next time.
Okay.
And then I guess we're doing our
We're
Flag
very
Means Death.
excited about the next episode.
Are you putting a poll up for Christmas for the second Christmas episode?
I don't want to.
Okay. What are we doing then?
We should just decide.
We did that last year. We put a poll up and then we were like, never mind. We're doing Just Friends.
We're going to decide. Okay. Nope. They all betrayed me with the Grinch that one year. Nope. Absolutely not.
All right. Well, enjoy putting up your Christmas decorations and we'll see you next time. Ready? Bye.
If you celebrate Christmas, enjoy.
Put up your whatever decorations. Your winter decorations.
Winter shit, bro.
Your holiday
Enjoy
stuff.
Okay,
bye.
Thank you for listening to Sort of Brilliant. If our sorting choices inspired any rage or excitement, we'd love to hear from you. We're open to feedback, suggestions for characters to sort, and solid counter-arguments with citations.
Never forget your citations. You can find us hanging out on Twitter and Instagram at SOB_pod or shoot us an email at sortofbrilliant@gmail.com.
And since we're not above begging, please rate and subscribe to Sort of Brilliant on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. Please share our posts on social media. And if you're a Gryffindor, maybe you'll inspire sorting fights among your own friend group.
The theme music is Hot Shot by Scott Holmes. Can't wait to sort with you again next time. Bye!